Well, hello Libra, this is Joe with Divine Daily, and I'm going to do an intuitive tarot message, what you need to know right now. This is a tarot slash spirit message, and I'm going to just pull some cards and see what is current in your life and what is probably, for some of you, playing out, coming up into the about the first week of April. A few side notes before I do this. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Libra, I believe, ruled by the planet Venus. Um, but I don't generally read reversals in this type of setting. And I do read cards that jump out normally. Um, also, um, if you're wondering if this is for you, you won't have to stretch it or make it fit. You'll know it's for you because you'll feel it. So if you got to stretch it and kind of compartmentalize it, it's probably not for you, but take what does make sense and just leave the rest. So I'm going to pull some cards for your current situation. This is more about the bigger picture in your life right now. Maybe what you need to know, maybe something you're not quite understanding or grasping. And so that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to pull cards from the Dreaming Way Tarot. I'm going to pull a few foundation cards for the current situation. And this is like March 20th-ish to, again, about the first week of April. So first card we have out is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is probably one of you, when there's more than one foundation card I'm going to pull, but this is probably your ideal place that maybe you're not there, but that's where you want to be, is in a kind of like a fertile, abundant, comfortable place. And this place generally comes from hard work. We're going to see what comes out of your past in a few minutes. But we need to pull a couple more cards to determine what that Nine of Pentacles is about. Nine of Cups, 2 nines. So this dissatisfaction in the current moment. This is probably emotional dissatisfaction. This is really represents what's not working for you. I always read cards intuitively first, and then I kind of look at the face value and try to put them together. So this is like a dissatisfaction with an aspect of your life, or a current disappointment currently in your life. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. To me, this disappointment may be tied to your financial well-being. It could be tied to even aspects of your health. But let's see what else we get. And don't mind Cleo, she's insisting on sitting in my lap. And the Star. Okay, so the Star is this is the card of having all the elements to be able to draw upon not only yourself, but like the divine part of your external belief system. So this could be God, this could be spirit, the universe, whatever, higher power, whatever that is. This is like this connection to that aspect, and having this internal ability and really internal harmony and balance to kind of pull forward what it is that you're wanting into your life, and having the, whoops, that's Cleo, having the ability to do that. She likes to swat at that apparently. So the star is about your current, really about, Cleo, knock it off, or you're getting the boot. This is about your current state of mind, and how you're able to get to this Nine of Pentacles, which is your overall theme of what you want for your life. This, I don't think, is manifest. This star represents your current frame of mind, of trying to bring that manifestation forward. You have the Nine of Cups, which is being dissatisfied with an aspect. And this Nine of Cups might actually be the kind of thorn in your side, where it's maybe hindering you from being able to really put all the elements together to bring about what it is that you want, what you want in your life. So I think your current circumstances probably centered around your financial life, and some of you may be right now more concerned about the financial aspects of your life, because there are a number of unknowns and a number of uncertainties that everybody as a collective are facing. So we're going to pull some cards for the recent past, and then we'll get some messages from the bottom of the deck. And that's after we delve into a couple cards for your near future and what it is that Libra needs to know. So you already know where you're at. You are probably dissatisfied with some things that you want to, effectively change. And the star is saying you have that ability, but to take your focus off of what it is that you're lacking, and kind of shift that focus to, instead of looking at it as an aspect of lack or being without, but an aspect that it's already materialized, it's already manifested. It's just, you just haven't seen that come your way yet. It's like, when something's on its way to you, just because you can't see it, just because you can't see a package in the belly of a plane in the back of a postal truck, doesn't mean that it's not on its way. So that's kind of like the best analogy I could say with regard to that. And that Eight of Cups is saying you're delaying it by focusing your attention on the idea of lack. So some of you are wanting a better financial foundation. Let's see, recent past, we have the Queen of Cups, and I think this kind of ties in with the star. The star represents the pouring out of all those magical elements, and it's kind of like similar to the magician in the sense of alchemy, in a sense, but kind of in a different way. But the Queen of Cups is the almost, to me, I almost call this like similar to, the Empress is the mother type figure, that motherly, earthly energy. But the Queen of Cups is, this probably represents your internal stability, and being connected to that higher aspect of yourself, being emotionally well balanced, well rounded, and grounded. However, it doesn't mean you're not prone to kind of self-defeat at times, or speaking that into your mind, into your heart. That Queen of Cups to me can also represent an offer of some sort that has not materialized for you in the past, or that has not come through. If you were expecting some type of partnership or some type of offer of somebody, or it could have been even be an offer of love or romance or partnership, and that didn't come through, that might explain the Nine of Cups, kind of that dissatisfaction with your current circumstances. That's the second message I get out of that. And then we have the Sun. So you have that passion, that energy of fire, and fire is purification. So anything that goes to the fire, survives and comes out, is essentially, purified. And the Sun is, it's kind of ironic because you have the star in your present and the Sun in the past. I don't think the Sun is necessarily in your past. I think that's also in your present. I think the Sun is represents a beginning of a passion that is driving you. It's like the driving force. It's having that universal creativity to effectively align all the planets in your favor, in an analogy type form, to line everything up in your favor. Be interesting to see what cards we get for your outcome. Some of you are like living above the kind of, this might sound strange, but are kind of living above the current timeline we're on. You're kind of like operating outside of that, even though you're still very much a part of society. Your mindset is kind of on the outside of that. This is somebody that's very driven, and Libras are very they're thinkers, they're intelligent, they're also very feeling, but they're there's this pragmatic side, and this very analytical side to the sign of Libra. And interestingly enough, I haven't seen one sword come out here. And we talked about the Empress. So this is in your past giving birth to not a child, but not a physical birth, but this is this is either one of two things for you. This is a birth of a new idea and a new plan, a birth of a new relationship, or a birth of some kind of mystical type spiritual belief system. But whatever this new beginning represents, this is something in your recent past that is brand new to you. It's not something that you are or have ever been tied to before. So this is we talked about the Sun and being able to align everything up in that kind of out in the ether, so to speak, and to enable you to bring your manifestations in, whatever it is that you are trying to materialize. And so the Empress is the birthing of this I think mindset that you probably have, this birthing of this maybe a new belief system that you have. And the Sun is is part of that creative aspect of that. And the Queen of Cups is this kind of this wholesome balance internally. And so this is like a well-rounded person who is probably very grounded and may represent like a new beginning, a new idea. And to me, this feels like something that is, you know, maybe fated. It's destiny, or you may believe it's like part of your path. It's like already written, and some of this might kind of come very easy for you in the sense that you may not feel like you have to work very hard to bring these things about, because you almost feel like this has already been written, and you're just tapping into that hidden knowledge to bring what you want into your reality. But the problem here is the Nine of Cups, dealing with setbacks and dealing with things that haven't quite panned out in the way that you wanted them to. But you are a thinker, Libra, and therefore you are probably an overthinker at times. And so this is saying to let go of any failures, because it's better to, essentially it's better to fail big at something than it is to succeed at doing nothing. And so a failure is a lesson on the path to success. You have everything you need in your past to stay in this this ability to go after your wishes and dreams. The star is the ultimate representation of that. The Nine of Cups might also represent, you know, some perceived blocks in light of current circumstances. Feeling like, okay, I was really hitting this hard and I was moving along, and now life is kind of, you know, on hold or uncertain. But that uncertainty is nothing more than a manifestation of doubt, of manifestation of failure, if it's something that you put your focus on. And then in the near future, Libra, like, it's just like some of you guys are just operating above this whole thing. You're kind of just, you're aware of what's going on in the world, and you're involved in what's going on in the world, and you are affected by what's going on in the world. But what's going on in the world isn't what's really on your mind. What's on your mind is operating above that and to continue on uninterrupted. Like, you don't want your life on hold. You don't want to slow down. You don't want to stop. And I think that Nine of Cups is that feeling that you may have right now. But in the near future, so we're going into like maybe the first week of April, maybe that far. Oh, this card wants to come out, so we're taking this card. So we have the Six of Cups. And this is... oh, this can just be so many things. The first thing I'm getting is generosity, you know, love and compassion for those around you. And it's like that spirit of generosity, giving, love, and compassion is one of those things that's a kickstart to, it's a boost, it's a kickstart to, I don't want to say it's good karma kind of thing. Like, you know, this may be what, how people are acting toward you, and it may be you reciprocating this kind of harmony. This could be some kind of offer of friendship in your near future, or partnership on your path. But it's definitely the element of just generosity and kind of humanity is just kind of what I get. Here we go. We have the Magician. So we talked about manifestation, And so this is the ultimate card of alchemy, and so that's what we have in your near future. With the Six of Cups, Libra, Libra, Libra. We have some missing elements here to this reading. Okay, so we have Justice. And this is perfect with the Magician card. This isn't real world justice. This isn't, human justice. This is balance and equilibrium in your life. And this is talking about, so this is looking into the near future. And I do have one more card that wants to come out. I haven't looked at it, but we'll see what that is, because I'm going to take it. And then you have the Magician, and the Magician is about that ability to manifest. And to me, this is like an upgrade from the current situation of the Star to, like, this is like an upgrade, and that comes with finding balance, choosing what is right for you in your life, choosing what serves your highest good along your path, and the element of humanity, compassion, and cooperation. And this could be an offer coming your way, or you even making an offer. To me, I think this is, I want to say this is about a partnership, most likely, and this could be a business slash romantic partnership. That's kind of where I'm being led to right now when I just kind of close my eyes. It's like it's a love but business kind of partnership. So I think that's not the circumstance that isn't fully manifested in the beginning of April, but that is having everything you need to getting very close to that. And I think that as you get into the month of April, this is something that you actually see happen. So we'll see what this is, and we have the Empress again. So this is that giving birth to something new. So you have here in the very beginning, you have the birth of something new. That is the manifesting of giving birth to something new. So that is like that's the seed that's planted, and this is the realization of that. So whatever this offer is in partnership, which is probably like a combo offer, it's a romantic partnership and maybe a business partnership. This could be with somebody you're already with, but that does happen because you have this birth of a new idea, birth of a new manifestation that is something that actually materializes. So whether this is business, love, both, it's something that does happen. I'm not taking this literally as birthing a baby. I don't think that's what this is about at all. And so that's kind of what I have. This is like operating above the curve right now, operating above the current events, and just pursuing everything in light of the current circumstances. Maybe you have the resources to be able to do that. I don't know, but we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is, well, let me check, because I have a thought and I want to see the Chariot. So here's not quite what I was thinking, but here's this forward movement. This is, very fast. This is not something that is this is not something that comes in slow, and this comes out of the first or the second set of cards we pulled for the present situation. So this is not a place you stay stuck at long with this Nine of Cups for your current situation. This is something that you move out of very fast. And you probably move into the realization of a partnership pretty quickly in the beginning of April. So that's the bottom of the deck. That was the current underlying circumstances. The past, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is, about a new, like the first thing I get is just calling on like higher assistance. And I think that's what this Ace of Swords is, retooling your thought. And just if you pray, if you meditate, you may have changed kind of your focus internally in your mind, how you are thinking, and you may be relying on like that higher aspect of either yourself or God, higher power, whatever it is that you believe. But that Ace of Swords, to me, is not a face value type representation. To me, this is like a new way of approaching or thinking. But I think this is more in a spiritual aspect. So that's on the bottom of the deck there. And then we have, for your outcome, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So there's this progression to, there's this like progression toward your goal. And on here, it's like, the Eight of Pentacles almost reminds me of the phases of the moon in a sense. And so this is like a developing, it's the Eight of Pentacles, the achievement of that, the realization of that is like kind of like the cycle of the moon. It's got to, you got to go through your phases in order to, get to the end of this cycle. And that is really like that birthing of, that new place that you're heading to. And if this is about business and money and work and love, it's like, to me, is like saying that there are different aspects, different phases that are necessary to go through, but eventually you get to the point and there's a completion. And so there's a realization of success sometime in the month of April. This is probably later on in April or May, plays out further down the road, but is that beginning to see that like actually tangibly come to life. So that's that was the other card, the Empress. And like I said, Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this is like a really positive way to operate in like, life right now with current events, is keeping that vibration high and just trying to go above the curve, almost like you are taking this path and just kind of coasting above everything that's going on, and kind of looking down below and seeing that you are a part of everything that's going on, but you are distancing yourself from that in order to just continue on, pursue what it is that you want. You're not letting this be a roadblock to you. And I think it's like a successful plan of attack. So that's what I have, Libra, for the current situation, March 20th, beginning of April. And I'm going to say this is like into the first week of April, most likely. So you'll know if this is for you, because you'll know how your frame of mind and your mood and your thoughts and your feelings are at this time. in life, how you're carrying yourself, despite, you know, current events. You won't have to stretch it to make it fit. Like, this whole thing will make sense to you, so you'll know who you are. With that said, I thank you for taking the time to listen. If you appreciated it, if you liked it, if it was insightful at all, please utilize that like button, or leave a comment. I'd love to hear your comments, and you know, feel free to subscribe. And sorry about the little camera shake up there. Have a good night.